Welcome back here to the Rich Eisen Show big game bonus special. And joining us right here inside the Super Bowl experience in downtown Phoenix, Arizona is one of the stars of Paramount's Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I've really enjoyed his work in Hamilton and In the Heights, and he is Bushwick's finest, joining us here at the Super Bowl in Arizona. Anthony Ramos, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
How are you?
I feel great. I'm so excited to be here right now.
Bushwick, Brooklyn's finest.
He said Bushwick's finest.
That's
I
right.
said, oh, all right.
Okay.
My man's authentic.
I'm from Staten Island.
Yeah.
I'm from the fifth and forgotten borough. I'm from the fifth and forgotten borough.
Yeah. You are.
So congratulations. Can't confirm. These guys over here think
You guys
Staten Island's not really.
No.
He said no.
I'm a Wu-Tang fan, so I
Staten Island's not part of New York.
Nah, but Wu-Tang. Well, you gotta,
Yes,
Wu-Tang
of course.
is the legends.
But, right.
And then Staten Island's a part of New York.
It is part of New York City. They think it's not.
Yeah.
But they're not from there, so it's all good.
So.
What are you doing here at the Super Bowl? Just hanging out, obviously promoting your movie. But
bro, I came to see you, bro.
Excellent.
You know what I'm saying? I'm promoting the movie and I'm going to the game. Yeah, it was like a double whammy. I was already going to the game, and then they hit me up. Transformers like, yo, so we got a movie coming out in June.
Right.
Can you go promote our movie? And I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Go to the Super Bowl.
Of course, I will promote our movie.
Okay.
I want people to see it.
I've heard before we get to the movie, I have heard a rumor about your favorite team.
Yeah.
Is it the New York Jets?
It's the New York Jets.
Would you care to guess my favorite team on planet Earth?
Is it the New York Jets?
It's the New York Jets.
Wow.
We share the burden.
We share the pain.
We share the pain.
We're not alone.
And the burden. Why did you follow the Jets? You know, all of us who grow up in New York City, we got two choices.
Yeah.
Jets, Giants. Why'd you choose the Jets?
I don't know why I loved it. I think maybe because my brother did.
Okay.
You know, it was the same with baseball and the same with basketball. Well, basketball was a little different. Jason Kidd was my favorite player, so that's how I was a Nets fan even when they were in Jersey. So
Sure.
then they came to Brooklyn, and I was like, whoa.
Okay.
this is crazy.
Right.
I was like,
And now they just broke up.
And
they just broke.
They had the most blockbuster breakup of all time. I was like, yo, what is going on here? What happened?
In 24 hours, they just dissolved the whole thing.
Where did it go wrong?
I know, right?
I know. We were doing so good.
You had Durant, Kyrie, and you had Harden right there, and now boom.
And then
1 year
everybody
later,
just said, yeah, nah.
bucked out.
Yeah.
All right, so Jason Kidd was your guy, and
Jason Kidd.
that's when he's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in Jersey. With
And
Nick
so
Van Horn,
baseball
those guys.
is
With the Mets. Yeah.
That's TJ's team. Over
TJ.
there. Okay.
I feel good.
Yeah, TJ. We've also shared in a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. Heartbreak and sorrow.
Heartbreak.
Although
I've hated baseball for many years.
Yeah.
Although, did you see
But I love
the
it.
story that apparently the owner of the Mets, who's richer than God,
Uncle Steve
Cohen,
Yeah.
is buying a first quarter Super Bowl ad for the Mets? Did you see that?
Wow.
I had no idea. But this is why I love our owner, bro. I love our owner because he just is like, yo, I'm dropping the whole bag on this team. Like, what owner in baseball is doing that?
By the way, that sounded like a Hamilton lyric right there.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm dropping the whole bag. Instead of it being on
Yeah.
King George, it's
Yeah.
on the
Shout
rest
out to
of
Steve Cohen.
You know, it's on the rest of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, they bought a first quarter ad, and I think apparently, the whole team is involved.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
yeah.
Amazing.
The Mets are have a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, no, like I worked with them this year. I did like a spot for the playoffs with them this
You
year.
did?
Yeah. I met the Cohens. I got to hang out with them during the playoffs and stuff. And yeah, they're a dope family. And it was just crazy. I was like, I can't believe I'm like watching my favorite team in the playoffs with the people that own the team. And my mom is here, and my brother's here, and it's just it's crazy. You gotta
be careful because if the game doesn't go very well, that's like the last people you want to be around is the owner of the team. That's a bad spot.
They still had good spirits. I was there. I mean, when the team lost to the Padres that last game, I was there
with them.
with them.
They still had good spirits.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm just referring to my own experience many, many, many moons ago, being in the box of Woody Johnson, owner of the Jets, when there was a Monday night game against the San Diego Chargers, and they got their asses kicked in the Brett Favre era, and the game was over literally within like 2 quarters of action, and it was a bad spot. It wasn't great.
But I love my Jets since I was a kid. Vinny Testaverde and all them guys, Curtis Martin, and and now Darrelle Revis. I think is going to the Hall of Fame.
He should be. Yes, absolutely.
Please, God,
excellent.
Somebody
exactly right.
Make the right decision.
Right, exactly. No question about that.
Yeah.
And they looked so good at some point this year. Like at some point, I thought like they were going to make the playoffs. I honestly thought so.
So did I.
I
was ready for my playoff run with the Jets.
Right.
I was ready.
I was ready too.
And but I think with Breece Hall coming back and I think just adding a couple pieces, they're gonna be in it, bro. They're gonna be in it.
Who's the quarterback gonna be though, Anthony? You ready? Can you play? Can you give me a few snaps? A quarterback of the New York Jets? What can you do?
If they want to give me a shot,
Why not? Did you ever play? Did you ever play football?
Yeah, I played, but I was cornerback.
Corner.
I was a corner.
Yeah, you strike me as a guy who could lock something.
I wasn't
down.
quarterback, and all my throws would have been blocked. Let's put it like that. I mean, if I'm not, if you ain't Russell Wilson.
You played corner, did you?
Yeah. For like a team called the Jets back in the hood in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, they were we were the Ridgedale Jets. Yeah.
The Ridgedale.
Yeah.
Were you better than the actual New York Jets?
No.
Okay.
No, we were not.
No, I love it.
No, we weren't.
So let's talk a little bit about your career. When did you first cross paths with Lin-Manuel Miranda? When did that happen?
I met Lin in 2014. I auditioned for Hamilton wasn't a thing. Our musical wasn't a thing yet.
Well, In the Heights came first, right?
Yeah, In the Heights came first,
right.
but what was crazy was I had auditioned for those guys, that whole team for In the Heights, for 4 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the job, and later on, they're doing like this kind of developmental process of a new musical, and so I get like an email like, "Yo, there's this thing called Hamilton's Mixtape." I was like, I don't know what that is, but I was like, they're like, yo, Lin-Manuel's right in it. Tommy Kale's producing, the same team from In the Heights.
That's what it was called. The original working title.
Yeah, the Hamilton's Mixtape. Yeah, because it was a collection of songs at first. You know what I'm saying? And the story, it is a collection of songs. There's really no dialogue. There's dialogue on top of the music, but it's not. It's really just 51 tracks, and basically. I go to an open audition for a different show that I wasn't right for, but that casting director was like, yo, you ain't right for this other thing, but you right for this thing that we're developing called Hamilton's Mixtape. Can you come in to audition? So I'm like, wow, okay, cool. It was only for a 4-week, what they call a lab. So it's like a developmental process of when they're just trying to try something out for investors, for a few friends and things like that. So I go to the first audition. They like, yo, you're really right for this. We're going to call you back. Yo, crazy story was at the same time. So I don't know. Y'all know the Radio City Christmas Spectacular with the Rockettes and all that?
Who doesn't?
Yo, so I was a singer in that show. No, wild.
Wow.
Yo, so I had done the Christmas show, but then they wanted to do like a spring show. Okay. So I'm like, they call me, they're like, yo, can you do the spring show? I'm like, yeah, sure. Yo, Radio City's like military, musical theater military. I promise you. Like, you in, you ain't out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like a family.
100, like,
that type of
and they like, but I'm doing these auditions on the low while I'm in rehearsal for this other show.
Yeah.
I finally get to the end, the 4th audition. I go in, I sing my song. I do the material from the show. They're like, okay, thank you. We're going to be in contact with you. I go to rehearsal for Radio City. I walk up in the hall, and I see on the board we're supposed to sign in. It's like, hey, everybody, don't bother signing in. Please, everyone, meet in the large rehearsal hall. So I'm like, yo, I think we fired. 100%. And then I see one of my cast members walk by me, almost running by me, bawling, and I'm like, oh, we definitely fired. I was like, oh, 100%. We go up to the large rehearsal hall. Yo, it's like 70 cast members. they sit us down. They're like, yeah, guys, so the show's not happening this year. We feel like it's not ready. Everybody's crying. I'm like, oh, snap. I lost my job. I'm broke. You know, I was already like struggling. I'm like, yo, please, God, like, dang, now I need a job. A couple hours later, they call me like, hey, we heard about Radio City. We'd love for you to be a part of Hamilton's mixtape.
Oh my gosh.
It was wild.
Wow.
So I go and do that, and then that was how I met Lin.
And that's how you get in Hamilton.
And that's how I got in Hamilton.
And In the Heights.
And then you know, In the Heights
movie
happened later on. You know,
Right.
In the Heights, it was you know, and you know, years after we did Hamilton on Broadway, I left. I started doing TV. I started doing movies and music and stuff. And then you know, they like, yo, we doing the In the Heights movie. I met with the director John Chu, who, you know, my boy John, and we sat and just talked about life for like an hour and a half at some like breakfast spot in West Hollywood, and boom, I got that movie, and Transformers happened. Me and Steven, you know, we FaceTimed, we Zoomed, for like an hour and a half. We just kicked it, talked about the movie, talked about what we want to do with the film, you know, and like a day or two later, they're like, yo, Steven wants you to star in the movie.
Steven, as in
Steven Caple Jr. So
Yeah.
he directed Creed 2, and he got tapped as the director of Transformers, and you know, Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg are also producing and
that's
stuff.
what I was wondering, if that's the Steven you were referring to as well. You know?
But yeah, Steven, I know Steven too, man. Like Steven and I, you know, we cool.
You and Spielberg, you're cool?
Yeah. That's my guy. Shout out to Steven Spielberg.
What a great story that you think, like, okay, your career is taking a major hit, and then by the end of the day, actually the big break is coming, and the only way you can actually get that big break is because of what happened in Radio City. And here's a little footnote to that, because I'm almost sure this is what it was, the Easter special, right? Is what you're talking about? It was like a spring show that was being put together for April of that year.
Yeah, right.
And the reason that when that was scheduled, the Radio City management told the NFL, you can't have your usual draft weekend at Radio City because we need the facility for this special, this spring special. And that pissed off the NFL so significantly because they had to push 2 weeks. No, seriously, they had to push it 2 weeks into May.
Yeah.
And it was like Mother's Day weekend draft, which freaked the entire league out. And so the league got to thinking, maybe we just don't have it at Radio City anymore. And after that happened, they started moving the draft around the country. It's in Kansas City this year. It was in Vegas last year. It was in Chicago for 2 years. Philadelphia was the spot where Patrick Mahomes got drafted. I mean, they moved it around because of your show needed that time. And the ultimate kick in the ass was they never had the show ever. And we were all saying, so we moved the draft for something that never happened. And the thing that never happened kickstarts your career and the draft being all over the country.
Yo,
that literally is just what happened.
We got a nickname for that show. So it was called Heart and Lights, and now the nickname is called Broken Hearts and Shattered Lights.
That's it?
Yeah.
So how psyched are you for the Transformers movie? You must be fired up.
I'm so excited, man. I you know, the cast is amazing. You know, Dominique Fishback, who's also from New York, and Pete Davidson and Peter Dinklage, and you know, Peter Cullen and Ron Perlman and Liza Koshy. Like, it's just a crazy squad. Like Toby and Wigway, you know, who just got nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. You know, we just got an amazing team, man, and Paramount's been amazing. They love the movie. The movie's coming together in a beautiful way, and I think that, you know, I'm just excited for Transformers fans because they're gonna get to see a lot of things that they've never gotten to see. You know, for the OG fans, Beast Wars and Optimus Primal and Cheetor and all these other characters that they've never gotten to see, in other than on TV, they get to see them in the movies in a big way now. You know, and Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, we still got, you know, all the you know, OGs, but it's just fresh, man, and it's new. The sequences are amazing. They're big. They're huge, and the special effects. And I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
Well, congratulations. That comes out on June 9th. It's great to meet you. Anytime you want to promote anything, you're in LA or whatever, that's where our show's based. I'd love to have you back.
Hey, thank you.
We had Jimmy Smits on a few months ago.
Man,
is he one of the coolest guys on planet Earth?
Yo, Jimmy is so cool, man. He's so cool.
I just wanted to pick his brain. I'm like, just tell a bunch of stories, and he's too humble. He wouldn't tell any damn story.
Yeah.
Because they all centered around, well, I did this, I did that. He just didn't want to do that.
I mean, Jimmy's a legend, bro. I mean,
he
started in an era, like, you know, it's like those guys. He's like, especially for a person, you know, a Puerto Rican kid from New York, like, you know, Jimmy was one of the first like Latin actors to really like that I could really watch and be like, wow.
Leading man.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, yeah.
And you know, so shout out to Jimmy Smits, man. You know,
sure.
he's a legend, bro.
And is there a Lin-Manuel Miranda NFL fantasy league we can get in and kick somebody's ass, or what? Is there such a thing?
I don't know, man. Let's we can text Lin after this.
No, is there like a Hamilton fantasy league or something?
Nah, there's not enough sports fans in the.
None of them?
Nah, bro.
Really?
I mean, we got sports fans, but I don't know if we have.
That's what I'm
enough.
saying. We could take their money.
We could take their money.
only in $10 bills. That's the only way.
Yeah. However, whatever bills they want to give.
Anthony, can I ask you real quick before we go? You got to play Mars Blackman, and she's got to have it. Mars being that iconic character who really kick-started the Air Jordan love that many people have. What was it like playing that character that Spike Lee brought to life, man?
Yo, Spike has been one of the biggest influences, you know, in my life. And Spike has been actually one of my biggest supporters, you know. Like, Spike was the one that was on me. You know, I got 2 albums out now, you know, and you know, Spike was on me about getting my first. He said, hey, where's your album? Hey, where's your music? He call me, and, you know, early in the morning, he had an idea for when we shot an episode in Puerto Rico, and he was like, yo, you know, I want you to write the song for the episode. Always like pushing me and encouraging me, and playing Mars Blackman, you know, was legendary for me, because that was, you know, not only was it legendary because I got to work with him, but just to play the role that he played, and for him to trust me with that, you know, like, I mean, in the same way where Lin trusted me with, you know, the role he originated in The Heights. You know, these are personal roles for these guys, and, you know, and Spike. You know, Spike never, you know, people would ask me, yo, did Spike give you advice? And, you know, Spike was just always so supportive. And when we were on set, he never was really in my grill about anything. He always just let me do my thing, you know. And like the best feeling was like we do scenes, and Spike would keep the camera rolling, and as soon as he called cut, I could hear him, the first one, laughing mad loud, just laughing hysterically, and the whole crew is just cracking up. And, you know, it's just he really taught me how to really have this courage in myself that I don't think I had before I started working with him.
June 9th in theaters all across America, Transformers: Rise of the Beast, starring in part Anthony Ramos. Thank you for being here on this show. Congrats on your success and your blowing up career. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.